Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Neighborhood Board, Nuʻuanu-Punchbowl Neighborhood Board number 12 meeting. If you feel like turning on your cameras, please go ahead. Especially for the board business section. The meeting is commencing at 7 p.m. on May 19th. Thank you all for being present, and it's nice to see everyone. I call the meeting to order and would like to introduce to you Melissa Rubio, who's our neighborhood assistant for tonight. Hi, Melissa. I asked if you could do the roll call. Item number 2.
Member Easley Allen,
Oh, you'll have to unmute.
Member Easley Allen.
Here.
Thank you. Member Hidano. I see you online. Member Hidano.
Member Hidano, are you present? So we can come back to her.
Member Kurashige.
Present.
Thank you. Member Lee.
Present.
Thank you. Member Lum. I don't see him online right now. Chair G.
Present.
Member Dree.
She was here.
Yeah, I saw her earlier. Member Green.
Member Green.
I don't see her anymore, not at the moment. Larry Smith,
Present.
Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith. I also see him online.
He's trying to talk, but I think he's having some technical difficulties.
Member Young. Member Young, I do not see her at the moment. Going back to Member Hidano.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you.
I'm
And-
sorry, yeah, my camera's, yes, thank you.
Chair, you have 7 members present, quorum not established.
I'm sorry, Melissa. Would you repeat that?
You have 7 members present, quorum not established at the moment.
Thank you. Okay, well, I guess we can still proceed. We just can't. Oh, I see someone that just appeared.
I see Member Green. Member Green?
He raised
Here.
her hand. There you go.
Yeah, but my whole screen went away, so I have to rejoin.
Okay, we see you now.
Thank you.
You have 8 members present, quorum is established at this time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to see everyone tonight. I'll move to item number 3, status reports, limited to 3 minutes each. Questions to follow. First up, and reports can be found on the Google Drive, which is also listed on the link is provided on our agenda. First up is the Honolulu Fire Department.
Wait a second. Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Lokahi Kanahele, and I am a firefighter at the Nuʻuanu Fire Station, part of the First Watch. So going into our incident statistics for April, for our fires, structure, wildland, and cooking fires, we have a lucky 0 for all 3 categories. Nuisance fire, which constitutes as fires including rubbish fires outside a structure or vehicle, we had 1. And activated alarms with no fire, there was a total of 4 instances. Next, we go into our emergencies. We had 43 medical emergencies, 0 motor vehicle collision with pedestrian, 1 motor vehicle crash or collision, 2 mountain rescues, 0 ocean rescues, and hazardous materials, and 1 single hazardous materials incident. Other than that, we will go into our fire safety tip for the month. And the fire safety tip category is wildfire prevention and preparedness. So Hawaii is entering a period of increased fire risk with dry conditions, tall grass, and shifting winds. And 1 spark is all it takes. So most wildfires are human caused and preventable. And we can take action today with these steps. First step, you could clean dry brush and vegetation around your home. Next step, never park on dry grass. Hot exhaust can ignite it. Third, avoid activities that create sparks or heat during dry, hot, and windy weather. Fourth, stay aware of weather and fire conditions. And lastly, if you're seeking for more information, please visit fire.honolulu.gov and hawaiiwildfire.org. So that's all we have for today, but I'm going to give out physical copies to the board members that are here today. And then we also have extra copies of our incident statistics as well for people who want to pick up in person.
Thank you, sir, for your
Thank you very
report.
much.
Thank you. I'm going to start with the board members if they have any questions, and then we'll move to the audience. Board members, do you have any questions for the fire? Representative, I see Paula Kuroshiga, you're recognized.
So one's for you, and there's extra as well.
Paula, you'll need to unmute.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm trying to be quiet. The Kanahele, are you from Nuʻuanu?
Yes, we are from the Nuʻuanu Fire Station. Yes.
Oh, we're proud to have you with us at the meeting. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Glad to be part of it.
Thank you. Question.
Yes.
If your neighbor has a lot of dry stuff and you can't get them to clean it up, what is the next procedure for a person to take in neighborhoods that have thick bushes, etc.? Hedges. Do we call you or what do we do?
I will need to ask my captain for further assistance, but he is present today, so we'll get an answer right back to you. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Can
Thank
we
you
get
very
his
much.
autograph? Because we hardly see it, folks.
She asked for an autograph, yeah.
Hi,
Okay.
Paula. That's a very good question. So first of all, thank you for asking.
Yes.
We do get it a lot. So I'm assuming it's private property, 2 residences right next to each other, and there's no HOA, am I correct? No homeowners association?
No, we're in Nuʻuanu.
Yeah, so there's very little that you can do as a homeowner. But what I'm going to do for you, Paula, is I'm going to do some research and I'll find out a better answer for you. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So you're saying one resident has a neighbor, the neighbor has a lot of fuel load, dry debris, branches, leaves, and it's a fire
Hazard.
hazard. Thank you.
Yes,
So-
it's not one neighbor, it's 2.
Oh, both, you're surrounded.
Surrounded. Yes.
What I'll do, Paula, is I'll do some research and I'll get some answers for you, okay?
Yes. Thank
Is there
you.
any contact, please?
How do we contact you? Can we get your contact through Melissa? Okay, she's nodding, so we'll get your contact through Melissa. Is there any?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Or you can visit me at 50.
Okay,
Thank you.
of course. Do you
And
have
thank
any
you for all you do for Wood Street.
We appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
Paula. Thank you for your appreciation.
We
have any-
we do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you. Fire Department members, are there any other members that have any questions for the Honolulu Fire Department? I don't see any hands raised. If not, members of the audience, do you have any questions for the Honolulu Fire Department, Nuʻuanu Station? If not, thank you, both of you, for coming to our meeting and presenting your report. We really do appreciate your presence.
Thank you very
You're
much.
expedite.
You're not obligated to stay because I know you have to tend to emergencies, but thank you once again for coming. Have a good evening.
Hui ho.
Okay, now we'll move on under status reports. Item number B or item B, the Honolulu Police Department, starting with the District 1 report, Central Oahu, Downtown Honolulu, Lidiha Street, Below School Street, Punahou Street, Round Top Drive, Almoana Beach, Aloha Tower, and Pali Highway. Do we have a representative present?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody in
Sergeant.
attendance. Sergeant Casabar from District 1 First Watch.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Thank you for your time and patience. So there's no criminal report at this time, but here are your stats for April 2026. Motor vehicle theft, last month was 3. I'm sorry, this month is 3. Previous was 3. Burglary was 1 and previously was 4. Theft is 4 this month and previous was 2. UMV is 1, previously is 0. Assault is 0 and previously is 0. Sex assault 0 and also 0 previously. Graffiti we have 1 and previously we have 1. Drugs is 1 and likewise previously is 1. Motor vehicle collisions 14 and previously was 23. Total call for service was 579 this month and 585 previous. May is a graduation month and kids will be on summer break. So we're asking that the community be cognizant of their driving habits. Please slow down out there and pay close attention to pedestrians. Just lessen your use of your cell phone, please, while driving. Okay. Safety tip of the month is in regards to driving drunk. Of course, there'll be more graduation parties. Just be aware that, when you guys go to a party, don't drink and drive. And if you do drive, designate a driver who's not been drinking. Okay. And at this time, I'm going to yield back to my time to everybody. If you have any questions of me.
Thank you, Sergeant Casabar. We appreciate that report. Board members, do you have any questions for the sergeant from District 1? Yes, Paula, you are recognized. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Officer, is there a list of scams that are going on in your area for seniors or anything where a senior can call to find out what exactly to do about scam calls?
Anytime we do have scams, previously we had a lot of those, I guess those law enforcement pretending to be law enforcement and, warrants. If you don't pay your warrant, they'll come and get you or arrest you. But if you do have those, please call 911 and we'll have an officer address it for you and possibly document, or not possibly, we'll document it for you if you want to. Okay, just be aware of all those scams nowadays, especially.
Yeah, I've had 9 this week. So
Yes. So yeah, just go ahead. Give us a call for anything and we'll have it reviewed.
okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem, ma'am.
You're
Thank
the
you.
greatest. Thanks.
Thank you, Paula. Other board members, do you have any other questions for the sergeant at District 1? I don't see. Oh, do we see any hands raised? No. Okay, I'm going to move over to the members of the audience. Do you have any questions for District 1? None? Just step up to the mic if you feel like speaking. If not, Sergeant Casabar, thank you so much for attending tonight. We do appreciate your presence. Please
Thank
don't
you,
feel
ma'am.
obligated to stay. We look forward to hearing about your reports next month. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.
Next up, item B2, District 5 report. This area covers Kalihi, Aliamano to the Pali Highway, west to east, and from the rim of the Ko'olau Range to the central southeastern shoreline of Oahu. District 5, do we see a member in the audience? Yes, we do. Sir, please identify yourself. Sergeant Tabanera?
Hi, good evening. Sergeant Tabanera from
Hi.
District 5 Night Watch. I will be reading off our April statistics for you folks tonight. Our aggravated assaults, we had 0 for the month of April, which is down from March. Down from March's two cases. Our auto thefts though are up at 4 for the month of April compared to 1 last month. In March. Our burglaries are at one burglary report, even with what we had in March. Robbery cases, we had 2 for the month of April compared to 0 in March. Sex assault type cases, we have 0 for the month of April compared to 2 in March. Our simple assaults, we have 3 for the month of April compared to 2 for the month of March. Our theft cases are up to 10 for the month of April compared to 8 the month of March. And our auto theft break-ins, so our car break-ins, we're down to 1 for the month of April compared to 3 for the month of March. Our total calls for service for the month of April in the area of Nuʻuanu-Liliha is 855 compared to 779 for the month of March. So we're up roughly about 80 cases from the previous month. Basically, our safety tip, just want to remind the public to make sure you guys use your seat belts and child restraints for the children that's in the car. For the month of May, I believe we will be doing some enforcement in there throughout the island. So just to be cognizant of our officers will be on the streets checking for vehicle restraints. Also, mobile electronic devices, make sure everybody's not using their phones while driving. And to touch on with Sergeant Casabar, also, yes, be mindful about our new graduates that are entering the world. Please remind them to be safe when they go out and then enjoying their graduation festivities, also with their parties and their friends and families. We wish them the best and make sure that they get them safe and get where they got to go to. Okay. And one last thing for our administrative side, just to let you folks know that June 12th, District 5 will be holding their Coffee with a Cop at the Kamehameha Shopping Center Starbucks. Yeah, we'll be holding our Coffee with a Cop from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you guys are interested, please, members of the board or the public, please join us and get to meet some of our officers that are working in the Kalihi area. Okay. Other than that, any questions?
Thank you, Sergeant Tabanera. Board members, do you have any questions for the sergeant? Please feel free to turn on your camera and raise your hands. I don't see any hands raised. I will ask members in the audience or members of the public. Oh, excuse me. I see Ms. Kurashige with her hand raised. Please go ahead. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to combine my report that I would give after this so that officer doesn't have to sit around and wait for nonsense. Okay. I've got my people from up above in the valley sending me notes continuously regarding that. Remember last time there was a license plate that was printed wrong it was an YAB 246. Well, now we've got a man in the area coming around and the poor police officers have to keep coming to check out. He's a YCS 889 and he's bothering everyone again. Now we've noticed, I'm combining this with the first license and I gave you the second license. When you look at the license plate, not at the license, look at the license plate. It is exactly the same license plate. At the bottom of the plate is a crown, like the England, the crown. And at the top it says blessed. Somehow these guys know each other because they're sharing their license plate holders. And we've got 4 now in the area that I can see on picture that are doing the same thing, but now they've got a second car. So they must be getting richer on stealing all the flowers because they're going in people's yards. Our last officer that was here up on Pelicani told the people that are neighborhood security watch that in order for them to do, the police to do anything, the paper has to be signed by the homeowner. Everyone remember that. You're going to be calling the police, but if the person's not home, the police officer is going to give you a letter to sign, but it'll be put in notes. It will not be put in a report. I'm figuring out now. And I'm not a police officer, thank God, but just know that there's some trickies to this when you call the police, and sometimes the police don't get there. And this man is a PEST. Now, PEST is a 4-letter word, which we'd like to get rid of. So if the policeman can help us with Neighborhood Security Watch on how we can get rid of this man easily without KILL, then that would be very helpful. So as long as you know that these guys are all the same guys, just using different cars, and now there's 4 of them, not 2, there's something going on that they're making good money by stealing all the flowers in people's yards. I've got one picture of a man even stealing the roots of the plant and holding it. So I want to know what's the easiest way without going through 311 to let you folks see all these guys' pictures. I've given it to one officer, but I don't know if it's been put together yet as a puzzle. So if you can help me on that, that would be great. Get me and I can give you mine, and we can exchange without having to go through a lot of nonsense. Because police officers are busy in District 5. Because we got the best district anyway. So,
Thank
and yeah, and then the other part of it was up on Pelicani, which is where a lot of the Pilikia, oh, that's a Hawaiian word, the trouble is doing. We got up now 2 15-mile-an-hour signs. They were up previously, but now they're really up, and they're kind of like brand new. Now, the people that live there are tired of the speeding. And before, the speeding for the school was 25 miles an hour, but they're going through here at 45 miles an hour, and they're hitting Pelicani. But at Pelicani, there is a 15 miles an hour. So if you want to get them all and lambast them, that'd be great for me, because then I don't have to see dead ducks and dead chickens and dead people and dead kids. You know what I mean? And then have to clean up the mess on the road afterward. So that's a trick right there, 15 miles an hour. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
I'll double check with our CPT officers to make sure regarding the guys that are stealing flowers, to double check if we had any OIC complaints or any type of complaints there. I know we've had it in the previous, but if we got any updates on the license plates you've given us. But as far as like when officers do respond, if they are in a private property, we do need to meet with the homeowner. That way
Right.
that we can make, yes, and that's how our hands are tied. I know a lot of times you guys are taking care of each other. You guys are calling when maybe your neighbor is not home and all that. But a lot of times we will need a representative for the property to be there if we want to enforce any type of criminal act or any type of criminal case. But we always do document when we get these calls, either in a mispub or like you said, we'll take our notes and all that kind of stuff. As far as Pelicani, I'll double check. I mean, the Pelicani, you say where the speeding is at?
Pelicani. Yes.
Pelicani. Yeah. So
It's
I'll
right
double check.
above Upper Delson.
Okay, we'll double check, make sure that our speed registry is up to date with the city to make sure that they change it from 25 to 15. I know the signs are up there 15, but for us to do enforcement, we got to make sure that it's registered in our speed map throughout the city, so that we're not enforcing something that's not properly documented in our speed mapping in the city. A lot of
Sorry,
times that
Dan.
would happen. Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. But that's the only street that has the 15. And it's
Yes.
been up there for plenty years.
Oh, okay.
The,
Okay.
the,
Well, so
and
it's
then
always
the
been
one,
it's always been 15, not recently.
right. It's
Oh,
just
okay,
that we
okay,
got
okay.
our signs a little bit more newer.
Oh, okay. Just updating the signs. Okay, okay.
I misjudged it. I telling you the wrong. But anyway, the law for the schools was at 25, but Tyler Dos Santos got it changed to 20. But
Mhm.
20 is still not enough, which I say, because you got kids walking over here, seniors, ducks. We got plenty ducks, chickens, and kids walking to school. So 20 is still too much. So don't misjudge me, but that 15, I like that. I wish it was all over here because they're coming off the Poly Highway like they're bats out of the cave, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And so if you can slow them down just by showing up in a shirt,
Right.
plug it on the corner, especially at the school, that'd be great.
And then the
But
times for this is during the daytime or nighttime?
oh, all the time.
All times. Okay.
And I know who these people are, so I can give you the information, but I don't want to get in trouble either, you know.
Yeah, we'll just do it as officers observe it. Yeah, we'll send officers
Right.
to do some checks, and maybe we'll
Right.
sit down in that area to see if we can
Right.
prevent
I
some.
had thought of calling up these people myself, but then
No, you
I
don't want to
don't.
do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I have a broken hip, so forget it. That you know, my day out in the country wouldn't be too good. Falling
Okay.
down backward. That's all I need.
Thank you, Paula.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you,
should
Paula,
be
for your
thanking you
combined
more often.
report. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much for
And thank you,
listening.
Sergeant. Oh, and thank you, Sergeant Tabanera, for responding to her report.
No,
We look forward
Thank
to hearing from you next month. Community members, do you have any questions for Sergeant? I think we went through that. Sorry. Community members, board members, do you have any questions for Ms. Kurashige? No, I see Mike Ellis from the community has a question for Ms. Kurashige. Go ahead, please. You need to turn on your,
I'm not a police officer.
you need to
Oh.
unmute your,
There you go. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Just wanted to find out if there's been an increase of enforcement of speeders that are going down Poly Highway and coming up Poly Highway. From the previous month, I know last month or the month before, there was a report, and I just want to find out if there've been more tickets issued. We seem to see them sporadically, police officers.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Ellis, I apologize. I tried to pull up the statistics for that because usually I try to present it for you folks. So I know that's the biggest issue, but our system has been going through a recon. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
and so I just
I'm sorry.
go
So our system has been going through some configuration. I couldn't navigate to get the actual stats for our last month. So I apologize for that. But I know the previous month we did present some stats. But this month I tried to look, and then we're reconfiguring how we can extract the stats from our new series, not a new system, but they reconfigured it. So I was trying to do it earlier, but I couldn't get the exact numbers. So I apologize for that. Hopefully we can get it out to you for next month.
Okay, that would be good to follow up on that. But again, it's an education for the drivers. I stay at 30 miles in either direction, and I'm on that road in Poly Highway at least 3-4 times a day. And I've gone 30.
oh, looks like he's frozen. Oh shoot, we lost him.
30
cars
miles an hour
fast
is what I
in that
heard.
short stretch. So I just thought maybe more enforcement would be good. We appreciate what you're doing now, but we would like to request more enforcement. A second thing that back in December 29th of 2025, our Senator Carl Rhodes had written a letter to Ed Sniffen at the DOT with regards to adding a camera at the intersection of Poly Highway and Country Club Road. I see the camera I see the signs that are in place. I just sort of wondered, when will we be able to start using that as a reminder to that there is that 30-mile-per-hour speed limit on Poly Highway now.
I apologize. For as far as
go ahead.
Sorry, I apologize. But as far as the speed cameras, I think that goes to our traffic division. I'm not 100% sure. We in Kalihi, our officers at our command in Kalihi, we are not in control of the speed cameras there. So all the statistics will be probably pulled from our traffic division. I think they are the ones that are working with the city and state as far as our traffic cameras.
Okay, well, maybe someone in the on the representing the city this evening might be able to give us some additional report on the speed cameras and when they expect to be into use. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Mr.
your
Ellis, and
report.
thank you, Sergeant
Thank you, sir.
Carbonara. Mr. Ellis, we could bring that up with the mayor's rep if you want at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Paula, I see her hand is raised. Would you like to?
I don't mean to
Just
be
one last
nosy,
question.
but all the things that are on the Poly Highway come under the city and county for how fast people can go if they slow it down by just changing the lights, get people to slow down. As far as the camera is concerned, that is what he said, what the officer sergeant said. They have nothing to do with that. That all city and county and other agencies.
Thank you, Paula.
But if they had that, that'd be great. They could arrest everybody.
Thank you, Paula, for that point. I see another hand raised. That's Representative Takinouchi. You have the floor.
Thanks. Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry, I just want to chime in about the speed camera issue. Actually, there are no speed cameras right now on Pali Highway. The legislature actually just gave the Department of Transportation, the State Department of Transportation, the ability to expand the current pilot program. So I've been in contact with Director Sniffen about trying to make sure Pali Highway is one of the sites that, you know, can get one of the speed cameras, because I do think enforcement is the thing that's going to slow people down, you know, and I know HPD, they actually have been, they've been sending me reports. They have been going out more often recently to do citations for speeding, but I know it's hard for them. So we are trying to get a speed camera along Pali Highway, but that's going to be kind of in the next round of cameras that they have to contract with their vendor and do installations for. If I get any more information, you know, I'm happy to share it with the board as I get it. I'm definitely going to be sharing it with everybody. I know there's a lot of interest in slowing people down along the highway, but just wanted to give that quick update. Thank you, Chair.
I have a
Thank you, Representative.
sorry, I have a question for the representative. Was that the pilot project being extended? Is that in the CIP budget, or how did that get approved this past session?
So when we started the program, right, a couple years ago, what we did was through a bill that we just said basically, hey, we know you guys have these cameras doing the red light running things that they were also testing out, which had the same capability to just also monitor speed. But then the pilot project that we approved a few years ago just said, hey, you guys can like turn on the speed feature at all these intersections that they're already at, since that was also kind of a pilot they were doing. Now that they've kind of like really seen, you know, the benefit of these cameras, we had to come back and do a bill this year saying that, okay, now this is a program that the Department of Transportation can just run to make it permanent and give them the flexibility to, you know, look at more intersections, collect data, and then do the installation of cameras. So that was the bill that we passed this year, thanks to our transportation chair, who did a lot of work on that in the House, Darius Keela.
Oh, great. And has the bill been signed yet? Not yet.
Not yet, but I think it will be. I haven't heard any kind of issues with it. So I think we're good to go, because it's just making permanent an existing program and some funding for them to get those cameras, which, to be honest, I'm pretty sure are going to pay for themselves with like the fines that we're going to collect. So I hope it's going to really help HPD free up some time and space and really just like slow people down on the roads.
Thank you. Thank you for that response. Okay, I see Mike Ellis with his hand up, and then Paula Bershige. Mr. Ellis, go ahead. You have
Okay,
to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, Representative. I think I need to correct you. There are 2 cameras already installed. The first one that I noticed was down near going downtown in direction on Pali Highway, just before you reach School Street. They have you speed limit down to 25. So the cameras were there, and they did start to send out notices to those cars that were going over 25 miles an hour. And I don't know if they had started any ticketing in that, and then they had to postpone that or stop it. The second camera that is already in place because it's physically up there, and the signs, the 30-mile-per-hour signs, are distinctively on both sides of the roadway with the camera so that they have the ability to monitor the camera with the speed limit and a car speeding through. That camera is at the Country Club Road and Pali Highway, and you can notice them in the signs and everything. So there are at least two that are, it'd be nice if we could have more. One on Wood Street would be a great help, and further down towards Jack Lane would be another further help. And capturing the speeders that are going through so fast in a residential area.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Sure,
you,
yes,
Mr.
the one at,
Ellis.
the one at School Street is a speed camera. That was part of the original pilot. That's the only one that exists though, kind of in close by our area. I know there are cameras at intersections along Pali Highway. I think they're actually sensors to change the signals. Like I know there's one at like a
No. These
there's no
are-
other speed cameras on
I'm
Pali
sorry.
Highway except for at School Street right now.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
I know there are cameras. I'm just saying, we're waiting to get the speed cameras. I think there are cameras that exist in the residential area, but they're for a different purpose. Like for
Thank
example,
you.
there's a noise camera at Waukanaka Street that we were able to get into that pilot project due to like the noise from the speeding cars. So there are cameras, but they're not speed cameras at this point.
I'll confirm that and get back.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Representative. Okay, Ms. Kurashige, you had a question. Go right ahead. Oh, you need to unmute yourself, please. Paula, you need to unmute yourself. There you go.
I think God wants.
You got it. Go ahead. Oh, you mute. We can't hear you again. Try one more time. Oh, one more time. Oh, don't be so quick with the finger. There you go.
Now it's
Keep-
gone.
Yes, no, keep talking. Keep talking. We can hear you.
Keep talking. Okay. I don't mean to be negative, but when it comes to DOT, with everything that's going on the Pali Highway, it certainly is taking everything. It shouldn't be DOT, it should be DOS. Flow, Department of Flow, because we're suffering over here, and we're talking cameras. Mr. Ellis is absolutely correct. How long do we have to wait for anything to be done? How long? And the officers, I feel bad for them because they are really trying very hard and wasting a lot of time if we can't get things done. So somebody better vote and vote quick. Okay?
Thank you for your comment.
Yes.
Do we have any other board members that have any other comments? If not, thank you, Paula, for your report, and thank you, Sergeant Tabanera, for staying a little bit longer. We appreciate
Yes.
your report.
Thank you, Sergeant.
No problem. Have a good night. Thank you. See you guys
You
next
have a
month.
good night too.
Take care.
Ahoy ho, ahoy ho.
All right, moving on to item number D, with the Board of Water Supply, Mr. Jimmy Llanos. I think I saw him in the audience. You have the floor.
So I'll stand here. I think I'm okay, we're here. Okay.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jimmy Llanos, and I'll be representing Board of Water Supply tonight. I'm going to be starting with some concerns that we had from last month. The first is about the water system improvements project in Lower Nuʻuanu. That's the WEVA project. Last month, we had referred to the design as a new design, and one of the questions that we got is why are we referring to this as a new design, and does the project need to go out to bid again? And I'm here to report that we regret any confusion this may have caused. It should have been described as a revised design, not a new design. Please know the revision involves changes to the water service lateral detail, specifically some of the fittings that connect the new water main in the street to the water meters at individual homes. These changes are intended to better protect the water service laterals from premature corrosion. And no, the project does not need to go out to bid again. There was also a question about if the design change was due to an error by the engineer or architect related to State Historic Preservation Division, SHPD, or Department of Planning and Permitting, DPP requirements. And I'm here to report that no, the design change was not due to an engineer or architect error related to SHPD or DPP requirements. The revision was made after BWS reviewed issues seen on other projects, received input from our operations division, and looked for ways to improve corrosion protection for the service laterals. Another question that we got last month concerning this project was, are we dealing with the suppliers and manufacturers directly? And if so, why? And I'm here to report that yes, BWS may work with suppliers and manufacturers when technical information is needed to help resolve installation questions. When BWS works with suppliers, we communicate with multiple suppliers to ensure fair and equal treatment. Suppliers have access to various manufacturers and industry experts who can help gather information and provide input on possible solutions. Additionally, the BWS also relies on its design consultants to investigate options and evaluate suggestions from suppliers and manufacturers. These efforts are intended to provide a cost-effective solution so that the BWS can provide a reliable water system today and for generations to come. And related to this, just to reiterate, and also for our update on this project for this month, this is a revised design for the BWS, and we have confirmed compatibility of components. BWS also received the necessary technical confirmation and input from suppliers, manufacturers, and design consultants before moving forward with the revision. And another concern that we got from last month was if BWS puts in the grates in the streams in Nuʻuanu. And I'm here to report that the Board of Water Supply is not responsible for the installation or maintenance of stream grates. These fall under the City and County of Honolulu's Department of Facility Maintenance, or DFM. We recommend directing this concern to DFM, as they would be the appropriate agency to address maintenance, design, and any potential modifications. And another question we got from last month was if it was possible to bring dye tablets. So for anyone in the public here, I did leave some dye tablets and flyer with information about them if anyone was interested in taking them. So moving on to my monthly report, there were no main breaks last month to report. So I'll move on to my general water announcements. I'm going to be talking about toilet rebates. The Board of Water Supply reminds Oahu residents that rebates for WaterSense labeled toilets, which are 1.28 gallons per flush, are now available for up to $200 per toilet through the Water Sensible rebate program. WaterSense labeled toilets use 1.28 gallons per flush or less and can reduce water waste by 20 to 60%, saving up to 13,000 gallons of water annually. Rebate amounts cannot exceed the purchase price of the product. The rebate amount was doubled with support from the city's Department of Environmental Services. For more information, please go to www.boardofwatersupply.com/rebates. And that concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Llanos. That was a very fulfilling report. Board members, do you have any questions for the Board of Water Supply representative?
Chair, can you hear me, Chair?
Yes, I can hear you, Audrey.
Oh, okay. Jimmy, good report. Thank you very much. I don't want to belabor you with everybody else online and waste everybody's time. I'll just smile when I get my water sewer increase and knowing that there's a change order to the contractor. And I'm not trying to be a funny old lady, but good report back, Jimmy. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Idano. I see Paula Kurashige has her hand up and followed by Member Green. Go ahead, Paula, please unmute.
Thank you, Mrs. Chair.
Thank you.
My problem is at 12 o'clock, 12:20, 1:20, 2:20, 3:20, and sometimes 4:20, but usually it stops by 4 in the morning, where I don't know what they're doing with the water, but it's making a roaring noise like it's coming in off the harbor with the big boats and they blow the horn. I'm wondering why it's making so much noise, and I cannot sleep. And this morning I was up till 4 o'clock because it like rushing water. And I'm wondering, is that just my house or is that something new in the way they're running the water through the pipes? Because I never had that problem before, but now this morning was a little bit better than yesterday morning. Yesterday morning it was like really bad. So I'm wondering, what do I do? Do I open the doors of the house and let the water run through? I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Kuroshige.
Oh.
Mr. Llanos, do you have a response?
Yeah, just to clarify, is this like a roaring noise on the street or in your house?
My house. Under my house and around my house. Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's even during the day.
Sorry, what street would this be?
Wood. WOOD.
Okay, yeah, I'll take this question back about the roaring noise on Wood Street and bring it.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Llanos, and thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Kuroshige, for bringing that up.
Thank
And
you.
I now recognize Member Green. You have a question for Mr. Llanos. Please go ahead.
Yes, hi, Jimmy. Thank you for your report. Just wanted to follow up on the grass at the water tank on Pacific Heights. It's now just like a field of weeds, high weeds. So
I can follow up on the status of the grass on Pacific Heights Road.
Okay.
I know, for our meeting last time, we did state that we are monitoring the site, that the grass is still in the early regrowth phase. But yeah, I'll follow up again to see what the status is of
okay.
the grass at that
Thank
site.
you, Jimmy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Llanos, and thank you, Member Green, for mentioning item number 2 of D, item D. Board members, any other questions for Member Llanos? I mean, Mr. Llanos? If not, I'm going to ask the community or anyone in the audience that has any questions for the Board of Water Supply.
Yeah.
We have
Yes,
one.
yes, please. Go ahead, sir. You have the floor. Oh, please recognize yourself or mention your name, please.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'm Jordan Kapono Nakamura, just a resident of Nuʻuanu. Did want to thank you for your report and wanted to inquire about the dye tablets and if those, if any residents are interested in them, if they're like available for anybody who's not present tonight.
Yeah, so I know anybody can pick up dye tablets at the Board of Water Supply at the Public Service Building. I'm pretty sure they're at like City Mill too. But I could always bring more next month also. But yeah, anybody can pick up dye tablets at the Public Service Building at Board of Water Supply.
Okay.
It's 630 South Bear Street.
Okay, sweet, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Llanos, for answering this question. Anyone else from the public has any questions for the Board of Water Supply? If not, we'll thank Mr. Llanos for his very comprehensive report, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good evening. Up next, I'm moving on to item number 4, board vacancies. We still have Subdistrict 1 and Subdistrict 2. There are 4 vacant positions in Subdistrict 1, which is Punchbowl. And as you can see on our agenda, there's a map with the description of what the area looks like. Appointment is through June 2027. And I ask if we have any candidates in the audience. Anyone interested or any board members with any suggestions? Nope. Okay. And that's for District 1, Sub-District 1, as well as moving on. Just item B, there's one vacant position in Sub-District 2, appointments through June 2027. Any community updates? Oh, we have I see a hand from Paula Kurashige. Are you addressing item 1 or item 2? You have you need.
I'm introducing the question that someone called me and wanted to know if they run, what does large mean? Large, they run at large.
Oh, we're
Does
not
that
on
mean
that. We're not on that yet.
Oh,
We're
I
on
thought
item
thought
A
you
or
said
item.
vacant of vacancies. So we'd have
Oh.
to do with how they run, right?
Okay, let me finish with items A and B.
Oh,
Anyone
sorry.
have any other questions on item A and B?
Sorry.
No problem. If not, I don't think the board would mind if we moved on to item C. Conversion of vacant seats from sub-districts to at-large vacancies discussion. I just left this on the agenda for general discussion. I don't really have any agenda or anything like that, but I know Member Smith might have a definition of at-large if he's willing to share that with us tonight. Go ahead, Member Smith.
Yeah,
Patrick.
so it's either at large or sub districts. So you can be voted at large. So anybody who lives in the entire neighborhood board District 12 can run for a seat. Right now, we're split into the 3 sub districts. But what you can do is you make a request, the board can vote to determine if they want to convert some of those vacant positions into at large. So in other words, a potential candidate could live in any of the sub districts and get those seats. And that conversion can be temporarily, for the remainder of the term until June 2027, or it can be permanent. So this board has to make that request to the commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Smith, for the description. Member Koshige, did you have a rebuttal or any comments to that, or did he answer your question?
No, the person calling me, not me. They want to know if they have to run all over the place just to find out what this is that. Like they got to run over to Papakolea, find out what their problems are, come back to Oa, go Pacific Heights. Do they have to run all over the place? Does that mean what that means is large? Large means go all over. That's what they're asking. Because they have to run and be all over the place. Because they got kids.
I guess it would mean that that person would represent the entire district. So
okay,
yeah, it's up to them. Does that answer your question?
They got to run all over then.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for this discussion? Yes, Member Lee. Please unmute yourself.
Just a history question, I guess. Did we ever have at-large seats? And were they converted or vice versa? Does anyone have any knowledge of that?
Personally, I don't, but I see Paula Kurshige's hand is up, so she could perhaps answer the question. You need to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Because I'm old, since I've been on the board, and I don't have the Chinese disease being too young, just to let you know that, no, I got the Japanese disease, gay. So, we never had at large in this group, that unless somebody snuck in there and I don't know who they were, because it would be great if we got people over on the other side and getting things straightened out. And we need people like you because you're young. Okay.
Thank you.
So are you joined or are you gonna join now?
Oh, are you asking Member Lee that question?
Yes.
Member Lee, you have a response?
A member of this body.
Oh, you are already. Oh, oh,
Thank
see how
you.
old I am? I don't even know who I am already.
He's a
Okay.
member. Member
Oh.
Smith, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think
Thank-
everybody knows who you
thanks
are,
for making
Paula,
friends
in a
for-
good way. But I would say, just to give you a little history on the overall board system, it is very frequent that boards that have difficulties filling positions do come to the commission and ask that certain, their vacant positions go from sub-districts to at-large for that term. And that's entirely up to the board, but that's a very common occurrence, just so you know.
Thank you. Member Smith? Member Lee, was that satisfactory to you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Any other members have any questions or any contribution to this? Oh, Member Green, I see your hand up. Please go ahead. You have the floor, Member Green.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I just worry because it seems as though we have a hard time filling the Papakolea seats, and I feel like they're not really being represented. And so I don't know, how we can how we can help to get representation, because while we could be at large and try to involve them, it's not the same. Just a thought. I don't know how we can. I mean, it was great the last term because I forget who it was who managed. Oh, Adrian. She managed to round up, I think, those three young ladies who were great, and it's just too bad that they didn't want to continue. Just my thoughts.
Thank you, Member Green. Anyone else contribute to the discussion? If not, I could leave it on the agenda and we can continue discussing this next month. Anybody in the audience have any thoughts or ideas? Want to make any comments from the public? If not, thank you both, or thank you all for commenting on this topic. I'm going to move forward to item number 5, reports from non-board events. Starting with Papakolea community updates. Is Mr. Member Michael Lum in the audience? Vice Chair Lum. I don't see his name. Therefore, I don't think we have any update for this committee. Okay, anyone in the audience from Papakolea? No? All right, it would be the same for item number 5B, since I was going to attend the Oahu MPO meeting, but they didn't have one this month, so no report. So moving on to residents and community concerns, item number 6, and I'm sorry, my agenda is on this other screen, so I'm not looking at you. Starting with the Nuʻuanu Valley Park. And this is the request. I sent a request recently to the City Department of Parks and Recreation. And this request was from resident Mike Ellis, and all of you know that this has been on our agenda for some time. So I took the initiative to email them, and I'd like to read the reply from the Department of Urban Forestry, since they are not in the audience tonight. It says, thank you for your request of May 11th. And the Department of Urban Forestry the arborist did go out to inspect the city monkey pod tree at that location. And the arborist noted that no branches appear to pose an immediate public threat or safety concern, but maintenance is warranted. So they will be conducting active tree pruning from their maintenance contract. And it would be routine work that is anticipated to be completed by the end of July 2026. And after maintenance, they hope that the light illumination issue may be alleviated. So that, hopefully that's the answer. But if it's not, we can continue to further request more help. And the email does say is the city's goal. It is the city's goal to preserve as many trees as possible. However, trees that are dead, dying, diseased, and decayed or damaged may be removed for public safety. The arborist did not find any condition like that would compromise any of the tree's health or stability. So therefore, the tree removal was not warranted for this location at this time. They will work with the Daughters of Hawaii to determine ownership and maintenance practices moving forward from now on. The howl trees will either be pruned or removed by the Division of Urban Forestry by the end of July 2026, depending on what is worked out with the Daughters of Hawaii. So they're going to be approaching them and working with them collaboratively on this issue. So they also provided an attached map, which is part of the report for today. And they want to thank us for notifying them of the tree concerns. And that is what it is in a nutshell. Members, do you have any questions on this issue? Nope, I see. Mr. Ellis, did you have any questions? I did try to forward this to you through your real estate email today, and hopefully you got it. So go ahead and speak.
Thank you very much for sending the inquiry in, and I've been in touch with the contractor who was hired to do the trimming of the trees and everything. I think we resolved much of it. The problem is there are trees that need to be removed. There are trees that need to be trimmed better. And a given example of this is the monkey pod tree that is on the Mauka side of the parking lot. It's the larger monkey pod tree that remains along the Puiva Road, and the root of that tree is tilting Mackay, and it seems like all they're doing is just cutting the grass, but now it's not level. It's like it's got a hump to indicate that the roots are ready to give. Or another big win in the weight of the tree, the way they trim. And of course, a lot of it has to do with the utility lines that are along Weaver Road. But that tree is going to cause serious damage, physical damage to property and lives. And I don't think they understand that could happen. Last night, there was a big tree that the winds blew over in the park that was sort of a thundering sound. And some of the neighbors have called to find out what was that, and I haven't had a chance to go check it out. But there are still a lot of trees in that park that need to be removed for safety reason. Let me comment about the howl tree. I have been, and they are doing their part of cutting the branches on their side of the awai. And so they're using that as a means of whose responsibility is it. Anything that's on the Eva side of the awai they're taken care of. We'd need to get the the forestry division to take care of the park side of the awai and lift that tree up. I mean, the branches by trimming and doing a better work at it, because it's a problem with druggies and people homeless that live underneath that tree. So Queen Emma they want to keep the tree. And so they're coming through with their part. They started to trim off the branches and so that it exposed a little bit more of what's underneath. So they've done their part, and we just hope that the city will come through rather than trying to pass it off again. Otherwise, this thing will go on for years. Then it's crawling. It's about less than 3 feet, less than a yard from reaching the fence at the pickleball court or the basketball court. So it just continues to grow. But I appreciate you doing this for us, Madam Chair, to get this forward so that everyone understands. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. If you do have that copy of the email, please go ahead and feel free to work with DURF, which is the Division of Urban Forestry, and contact them directly and share your comments. And maybe you can collaboratively work something out with them. Just keep us informed. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Members, Other board members, do you have any other questions on this topic of discussion? No hands raised. Do we have members of the audience? Anyone in the room that's interested in commenting on this topic of discussion? If not, thank you very much, Mr. Ellis, for your comments. Appreciate hearing that you did receive the email, and we look forward to hearing more about this issue. If it comes up, please let me know. You also have my email address on the board's website. Thank you.
Thank you for
I'm
your
s-
help.
Oh, thank you, Member Koshigi. I'm just so glad we're able to at least move a little bit forward on that issue. All right, item number 6B. We're now down to 2502-2424 Pacific Heights Road Sidewalk Drainage Repair Update. Residents Beatrice Koo. And also I received an email from resident Keala Chalk. And if she's not in the audience, I'd like to just briefly read the email to you all. It's testimony, actually. Her property is located below the affected area near 2407 Pacific Heights Drive. She's writing to ask for the board's continued attention to this serious erosion concern that has worsened following the recent Kona low storms. There is an erosional gully and possible tension cracking above 2407 Pacific Heights Drive. The condition is creating an immediate safety concern for residents who park in the area and raises serious concerns for the homes located below. She does say if it's left unaddressed, the erosion can destabilize the area, increase pressure on the retaining wall, undermine the wall's foundation, and potentially compromise its structural integrity. Heavy rain could accelerate the problem, increase the risk of soil movement, whose failure, which would result in property damage or injury. And she lives below the retaining wall, and she's deeply concerned about the potential threat to the homes and residents below if it's not inspected and addressed properly. She also wants to reinforce that this concern was brought to the board's attention during the April meeting. And since then, it's not resolved and continues to pose a safety concern without any clear safety warnings or signs. She wants us to continue to mention this issue until there's some type of resolution. She's asking if the city and county departments come out and provide an inspection, do an assessment, and corrective action to be taken for this situation before it gets worse. So that is well noted in tonight's meeting. We can bring this up when the mayor's representative or any of the council member representatives or even the state representative would like to take up on the issue. So board members, do you have any other comments in addition to Beatrice Koo and Keala Chong's comments from Pacific Heights Road? If not, I just wanted to let you know that she did write testimony and I wasn't able to read it last month, but I did this month. I see your hand is up, Member Green. Please go ahead and speak.
Yes, I'm just wanting to clarify, maybe Patrick knows. I noted down 2441, which is on a gate of a fence right in the area that I think they're talking about. There is no sidewalk. Pacific Heights has no sidewalks.
Before you continue, I do have
Yeah.
pictures I can share
Oh,
if
okay.
Melissa can screen share. And while I'm trying to look for that and Melissa's trying to screen share,
Yes.
Member Smith, did you want to answer that question
Yes, so
from Member
Patrick,
Green?
do you know if that's the one where, when they were doing that whole lower, how the city comes and does the hillside to stabilize it, they just shotcrete, and so it's a major project, and they were all the big machinery were staged there for weeks.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
when
just
they, actually, it was when the Board of Water Supply put in all these different piping. And we had just had Pacific Heights paved like 6 months earlier. And they did pave, but they only paved out like 3 feet. Now, what apparently happened, what the neighbors told me, is a lot of the runoff, especially the asphalt type runoff, went into the drains. It kind of blocked them a little bit. Unfortunately, when it was pointed out to me, there's a period of time that the Board of Water Supply can call back their contractors to fix bad, problems. That period had lapsed. And so they were, the neighbors in that area were getting a tremendous amount of water runoff that they hadn't gotten previously. So, and that's not even related to this gully. It just kind of demonstrates the amount of water that's going through there. But I know the neighbors, but I don't really have any idea what's happening with the situation.
So is the area where all the, like, I'd say 6 cars can park, and it's right after Ahekolo, which, as you're going up Pacific Heights, right after Ahekolo, is that there's this big ditch, there's a traffic cone in the, well, yeah.
Can you see the pictures? Is it big enough for everybody to see?
I can. I'm just trying to see if that's.
I'm going to show you more pictures if I can get this to move. Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I could add, so there
Go
are,
ahead.
there's that last road that goes down into Booth or to Poa Valley.
Yeah,
And
that's
so right
Ahekolo.
after- Okay, I didn't recall the name.
Yeah, that's
but
called
yes,
Ahekolo.
Can you see how bad it is?
Oh, yeah. It is exactly that there. And it's because I don't know about the Board of Water Supply, but whoever the city did that whole lower cliff. I mean, they had done, previously after the hairpin turn by the house with the elevator, they had done those 2 cliff sides, stabilization. But this one was the most recent one, which is just down from this. And so these huge machineries were all parked and staged there. Anyway, so that's my theory but it's very dangerous.
And y'all see
for cars parking there too.
I see the cars parked. This is what it looks
Kathy,
like.
I understand what you're saying, but I would tend to say that I think it's the amount of water runoff and the
Right.
lack
No, I
of being
agree.
able to, the lack of having channels to divert it to appropriate areas that can handle it. So it goes off road, it goes into this dirt and gravel area, and it just gouges these gullies. But unless there's some holistic approach to fix the drainage issues, it's probably just going to happen again and again. I mean, you can go in and fill those spots in, but I know that after all that Board of Water Supply work, there was a request that the Board of Water Supply go in and fix it, and they basically, as I recall, said it was kind of too late to complain about their job because of the time lapse, and they just didn't feel they were responsible. That's my recollection.
Okay.
And it may be hard to pin it down and say it's Board of Water Supply's fault. I mean, I kind of think so.
The other thing is, I think after they were finished with that hillside stabilization project and the machines all left, I think they put in a lot of gravel there. It's in their mind, maybe they thought that was going to help keep the place stable. And all it did is, as you know, from the terrible rains, just washed all that gravel into the road right there.
Right.
Just a mess.
Okay, so I did thank you for your comments, members. I did request through the neighborhood board representative, Zoidel, and asked if it could, or through Melissa, and asked if this would be a possible capital improvement project. I mean, if it's going to put in the budget through the department, whichever department, Board of Water or Department of Design and Construction or Department of Facility Maintenance. So I think we asked facility maintenance because they can take care of the roads. They have a roads division, and it's a drainage culvert or what have you. Someone can investigate and tell us whether they can do it or not, and if not, we'll move on to the next department. So we'll continue to keep that on the agenda, keep moving forward. Thank you. Any other members have any comments? If not, anyone from the audience have any comments? Anyone from the public? I'm going to move on to the next item. Sorry, my dog is crying. It's the let's see, Alika. Oh, I'm sorry, Pali Highway, Pacific Heights Road, Highway 61, Koikini Street, South Koikini Street off-ramp turnaround, rubbish dumpster noise issue, residents near 1912 Pacific Heights Road. I did request through the neighborhood board report, or did I email someone? Because I started doing this all before the meeting. Asking if, because I saw on the website of the Environmental Services Department that they take care of permitting with private contractors who do rubbish removal. And I thought, okay, perfect. If they have a permit, we can cite them for noise. But the response from in an email, I think, came that said that they don't take care of it. This doesn't fall under their jurisdiction because it's noise, and they asked if we should pursue this issue with the Department of Health. So we'll need to think about this one. If not, I did research that in 2022, Calvin Say was a council member at the time. He put in a bill which restricted the hours of these private dumpster companies to operate. And it specifically put in the ordinance in the bill, the hours from 9 in the evening till 6 in the morning. The bill didn't move forward after going to one committee, but we can ask our council member to reintroduce it if that's another option. So I'm just brainstorming. So I just wanted you to know that any suggestions from you would be kindly appreciated, but we'll try to keep this on the agenda and we'll move forward. Okay, so members, I saw a hand up. Does anybody have any questions? Nope, just letting you know that we're doing the best that we can, and now ENV responded, which is Environmental Services. So if not, we'll work with, we can try with the State Department of Health. Anyone from the public have any concerns or any comments on this issue? If not, oh, I see Representative Takanouchi. Please go ahead. You have the floor.
Sorry, just to give a quick update on the trash truck noise issue. I think the resident also reached out to my office directly. So I actually reached out to the company. I've been in touch with all these companies, because, a lot of the condos, in my district kind of have these noise issues every once in a while. So, they're pretty good about it. It did sound like a really extreme situation, like every day at like 4 a.m. kind of happening. So they did do something internally. I got an email from the resident who contacted me saying that it wasn't every day anymore. They've relocated their operations to other places. And then it feels like it's just like kind of regular pickup in the morning times that seems doable for the neighborhood. So I guess just for the board's information, if you guys do get these kind of complaints, I'm happy to either put you guys in touch or make the reports myself, or anyone can contact my office. I'm in touch with both Honolulu Disposal and West Oahu Aggregate. And usually it's just, reaching out to their community person who's in contact with our office, and then just them talking to the team about what's going on to try and do adjustments.
Oh, thank
that
you.
helps.
That's great. That would really help. Members, do you agree? I think this issue relates to West Oahu Aggregate. So if you don't mind continuously reporting on this, we would appreciate it, since you already have the update. Thank you,
Yeah,
Representative.
they said it was okay. I think you guys can take it off unless the residents bring it up again.
Okay.
The resident who contacted me directly told me, like, after about 2 weeks, they kind of didn't want to jinx it, but they noticed that there was like a very different change in the
Great.
amount of trash trucks that were coming through. So I think it's okay unless you guys hear otherwise.
Oh, that's great to hear, Representative. Thank you so much for notifying us about it. We're glad that you remove it from the agenda. Thank you. Anyone else have any comments on this issue? If not, we're going to remove it from the agenda, and we're glad that there's a resolution. Thanks to the representative's help. Moving on to item number 7, official reports. And we're limiting this to 5 minutes each from each representative from their offices, starting with the mayor's. Rick Blangiardi's representative, Director Kim Hashiro. Hello, good evening, Director Hashiro. You have the floor. Thank you for coming.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So wanted to share that the city continues to respond to the Konolo storms. There is a website. If you're not aware, I will put this in the chat. It's oneoahu.org. There's a lot of helpful information regarding home damage, health and safety tips, and available assistance. Cleanup operations remain ongoing across Oahu, particularly on the North Shore, with respect to debris removal, hauling resources, dumpsters, and storm debris may be taken to city transfer stations and convenience centers, which are open daily from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The H Power plant also accepts commercial municipal solid waste, and Waimanalo Gulch accepts residential construction debris such as dirt, rocks, and concrete. The previously planned mayor's town hall meetings have been postponed as departments are focused on addressing the damage from these Kona low storms and mitigating impacts of any oncoming storms. I will also be sharing the mayor's newsletter in the chat. And just to highlight a few items, the Honolulu Zoo earned a prestigious Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA accreditation. The zoo has had this in the past and just recently regained accreditation. There is information on the mayor who delivered his 2026 State of the City address, and the city expands housing options in Chinatown. The 2026 Annual Sustainability Report was also released, and there is also information regarding the new Deputy Director, Trisha Dang, for the Office of Climate Change, Sustainability, and Resiliency. Moving on to the items that were raised in previous meetings, some of them are carryover items, and most of them were actually mentioned in the previous section. DFM regarding the large grate on Alika Avenue, they were asked to follow up on this. It is a carryover item, and we are still pending a response from DFM. DPR also is aware of the park lighting and monkey pod tree safety issue that was raised for Nuʻuanu Valley Park, and they did request an extension, and we'll provide a response at the next meeting in June.
Oh, we already did that one. Thank you, Director Hashiro.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, sorry about that. I missed that response. Okay, and then the how tree and canopy trimming, also that was on the list. Was that also resolved?
It's being worked on. Thank you.
Okay.
We covered that.
Okay, you also mentioned about the dumpsters on Pacific Heights. That was also on the report, and same type of response, DOH, but it sounds like it's actually been resolved. Okay, and then the item that you just discussed on Pacific Heights Road was reported to DFM. And as you mentioned, this will await their response. We've seen the pictures, and there needs to be some type of resolution for safety reasons.
Thank you.
Okay, and those are the items that were included on the report for this month.
Thank you, Director Hashiro. Members, do you have any questions for Director Hashiro tonight? Oh, yes, I see a hand. Is that Member Kurashige? You have the floor. Please go ahead and ask.
It's me. Sorry, I got a sore neck. I had a request from Upper Nuʻuanu for a a sign that has been put in the ground, but because of the Kona storm highs and lows, or whatever it's called, the sign was put in, but now it is facing the wrong direction for the traffic. The soil got soft. So the address would be 3192 and 3186 Pu'upaka Drive. So somebody can go up and look at the sign that was put in that got soft. and the ground got soft, and maybe redo it. I'm not sure how you do that.
Okay, that'll be reported to DFM.
Thank you. And then we also want to know, what is the city doing as far as the ducks? Anything? Or are you still leaving it with the state? Because no one seems to be doing anything about it.
I believe Director Hashiro said DFM is working on that issue.
DFM for the
Oh,
ducks?
Department of Facility Maintenance. Yep, they're checking if that's their jurisdiction. So they'll
Oh.
get back to us.
Oh, I want to know because we got people getting now signs up for duck crossings and signs put in because they're getting tired. Well, the speeding is the main thing, but they're getting scared because of things that are going on. It's taking so long to get something done. And these ducks are getting killed all over the place. Thank you.
Thank
And we're
you.
tired of cleaning them up. That's the other part. Okay.
Thank you, member.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Point well taken.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else have any questions for the director? Anyone from the audience have any questions for the director? Any new issues to bring up? If not, thank you, Director Hashiro.
I do.
Oh, sorry, we have Mr. Ellis. Mr. Resident Ellis, you please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you. Directly to the park. I think last month I mentioned about the condition of the restrooms, especially the restroom. It really needs help. It becomes a health issue now. And I would hate for something like this to hit the media because we've had, and nothing's come through. And I'm not sure if Council Member Dallas Tam would be aware of it, I'm sure. But if they're going to follow up, but I thought maybe we'd bring it to your attention. You can help us. I've invited the mayor to come up and use the bathroom. And I have not received a response because it's really, really bad. It needs some help. There's only one person that takes care of the property. So I'll put that as request that if you could follow up on that part for us, that would be helpful for the mayor. Thank
Okay,
you.
what's the condition of the restrooms? Really dirty? They don't work?
Stink, unclean, not sanitary. They don't have toilet tissue at times, and that could be through homeless people just taking the whole roll. But the walls, the tiles, the flooring, we've gone back and forth on the flooring. They did an experimental surface treatment, and it cracked, and everything looks terrible. It's health-wise is not good. We had a church group up there who normally uses the park for Easter picnics, and they have Easter egg hunts. And with the playground just 25 yards away, children have to use the bathroom. The side's pretty good, but the men's side, they kept saying, this is bad. I'm not going to send my boy in there to go use that bathroom. And there is no other bathroom, public restroom in the area. And it's affected the use of the park from this church group as well as others that are unaware of it. And we don't want it to go out to the media in any fashion because it's something that can be taken care of. We just need some help in that, if you would.
Okay.
Thank you.
That'll be reported to DPR.
They are aware of it, but no response.
Okay, it'll be reported again to DPR.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Member Ellis. Thank you, Resident Ellis, and thank you, Director Hashiro. Anyone else from, oh, I see Member Lee. That's a question. Go ahead, Member Lee.
Hello, good evening. I feel like the chicken guy. There have been a few reports around Booth Park of the feral chickens passing away. Last year, we had some type of virus that killed the mass population of these feral chickens. But yesterday, I picked up 3 dead chickens on the side of the road for it, and just seeing what resources that the city and county has for us, that whether we have the chicken removal I think that program is no longer available for the state, but what does the city have for us?
So the chicken mitigation programs that the city started a few years ago are still in existence. So if it's a city property, then the city will actually, we have a contractor that will come out, assess the situation, lay traps, monitor the traps, and remove the feral chickens if it's city property. If it's private property, then the city has a program where the private landowner is responsible for the feral chicken remover, but can actually work with the city's vendor. And there is a small subsidy that the city is still offering to offset at least part of the cost. So
Yep,
this
it's
is
at Booth
for,
Park.
sorry, you
Go
said
ahead,
Booth
ma'am.
Park?
Yep.
Are you sure there's no diseases going around like avian flu or anything for the chickens?
I don't know if there's any diseases or viruses going around for chickens. I haven't heard of any. But it's possible if a lot of dead chickens are being found in the same area. So I'll report Booth Park.
Thank you.
And this is also, these are live chickens as well as dead chickens. Is that
Oh, yeah.
all in the same area?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Okay.
population has grown every spring. They grow quite substantially, and then we come. The last year, they went through that norovirus where they would just they get this virus, they essentially collapse until their body shuts down, and then they suffocate on scene. So that really thinned the population out. But here we are back in spring, and the population exploded again, and it seems that this virus is back too.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both. Member Kurashige, question.
This is Chair. I've gone past the Booth Park regularly because I have a adopted kid that lives up there on Booth Road. And I see workers. I don't know if they're sitting county workers or whoever they are. They're all sitting around, but they're feeding the chickens. And maybe you need a sign in the park, no feeding of chickens, because the more you feed them, the more they're going to come back. And there were quite a few chickens. So if you're feeding them, that would increase your population also. If you're having 3 dead chickens, that's someone's poisoning them, or that is true, avian flu. And that really should be looked at, but anyone touching them should be picking them up with gloves and a plastic and putting them in the rubbish immediately. And it's even on TV to do that. So if you aren't doing that and it's just laying around on the ground, you got to get it cleaned up because there's kids there. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Kurashige, for your comment. Anyone else have any questions for or comments for Director Hashiro? Anyone from the community in the audience? I don't see any hands raised, so thank you, Director Hashiro, once again for helping us with all these issues. We appreciate your presence here tonight. And we look forward to hearing from you next month. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. All right, next up is item number B, Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos' TAM's office, and I see Lisa Leonardo ready to go. Leonardo, please present your report. You have the floor.
Mahalo, thank you, Chair. Hello to Chair and members and attendees. My name is Lisa Leonardo from Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos TAM's office. And I'm just going to be sharing a couple of things from his newsletter and some things we received reports from departments. So it's budget season at City Council, and our office has submitted several amendments focused on practical investments for Oahu communities. 2 highlights are include adding funding to hire 10 additional prosecutors to help reduce case backlogs, and restoring $2 million for the Office of Economic Revitalization to support small businesses, improve quality of life, and create more opportunity across the island. Together, these proposals reflect our continued focus on building a city that works for the people who live here. And on Wednesday, May 27th, there is going to be a Kupuna Preparedness Fair. Now, this fair is in Chinatown at Halewaiolu on River Street. So Kupuna families and caregivers are invited for this free event, and it will bring together local agencies and community organizations to share trusted resources, emergency preparedness, and practical ways to stay safe before disaster strikes. It is also a chance to connect with neighboring communities and strengthen the community readiness together. I did receive from Department of Design and Construction rock slide mitigation improvement on Pacific Heights Road. As I was reading this, it says site 070-B, which does not give me an address. So I'm actually going to look up that address and try to report back to you next time. But it says that the status has advanced from out to bid to pending award. So we're still waiting for the award on that. So hopefully I can get you an actual address on that site. And then last, reporting graffiti. The Honolulu Police operates a graffiti hotline to enable the public to report graffiti on both public and private property. The Community Affairs Division monitors the hotline and disseminates that information to the district patrol commands for action. I have phone numbers and a link to the website that I'm actually going to put in the chat if you need to contact them. And at the time, that is what I have to report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Leonardo, for your comprehensive report. Members, do you have any questions for the council members representative? I don't see any hands raised. Oh, I see Ms. Kurashige. Please, you have the floor. Go ahead and ask your question.
Can I ask if, sorry, Chair, can I
go ahead.
ask if there's any graffiti in our area so we can be ready for NSW, CP?
I actually haven't gone out to see it, although sometimes I see it along the Pali Highway when I drive through there. And I will look again while I'm driving on the Pali Highway. But yeah, if there are any, I'll be providing phone numbers and a link to their website in the chat.
Can you let us also know so that
Sure.
All right, because we got to get ready for it, because lots of times they'll hit the telephone poles going up to Pali, especially on the Kailua side, and they'll mark every pole. So
yeah,
we want to be ready, and if anybody sees anything, to mark it out quick. Takes about 7 times when you're cleaning up graffiti to get them to understand to stop.
Thank you,
Yes.
Member Kurashige, for your comment.
Thank you.
Board members, any other questions for the representative, council members representative? If not, members of the audience, members of the public, do you have any questions for Ms. Leonardo? Seeing none, we want to thank Ms. Leonardo for her report and for attending tonight. Thank you again for coming.
Mahalo for having me.
Have a great evening. Thank you. Moving on to item C, Governor Josh Green's representative, Kayla Setzler. Ms. Setzler, are you in the audience? I see you there. Would you like to give your report? Hi there. Good evening.
Hi. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the newsletter link in the chat, but just some highlights for everyone for this month's newsletter. It includes details of the states and the Hawaii National Guard partnered efforts throughout the recent Kona low storms to support impacted communities. So this was rescues, evacuations, clean water distributions, debris removals, road repairs, and then disaster recovery assistance. And included in that section, which is pretty lengthy and has all the details, is all of the different links and details for the state's disaster recovery assistance programs and resources, which are still ongoing. So this includes emergency tax relief, insurance claim assistance, disaster case management services, as well as expanded health and infrastructure support. So again, in the digital newsletter, all of these links are included that you can go to access these services or share them. And then finally, the University of Hawaii and Office of Wellness and Resilience launched the 2026 Hawaii Quality of Life Survey to gather community input on health, cost of living, education, and overall well-being in Hawaii to help guide future policy and community decisions across the state. So this link is also included in the digital newsletter, or I can also put it in the chat as well.
Feel free to put
And
it.
that's all. I'm not any concerns.
Thank you, Representative from the Governor's Office. Board members, do you have any questions or comments or any concerns to give to Ms. Setzler? Seeing none, members of the public, do you have any comments or questions in the audience for the Governor's representative? If not, thank you, Ms. Setzler, for coming tonight. We appreciate seeing you here as usual, and have a good evening.
Oh,
thanks.
Oh, sorry. Well, don't leave yet. I see Member Grebe followed by Member Kurashige. Ms. Grebe, please go ahead.
yeah.
Oh, no, pardon. I was just thanking her. I was waving goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
My thing went down. Sorry.
Sure.
My question is, I know at every meeting we've brought this up, but do you have anything to do with ducks?
I can ask DLNR again. I had reached out to them before, and the response that I had gotten was that they were focusing their efforts on Kauai, where the last of the like purebred like Hawaiian brown duck population was, and that they were looking at reintroducing that purebred population to other islands, but it was still in the pilot phase. I can see if there's any update on that or if there's other concerns related to it, but that was the last response that I had received from DLNR.
As far as we can see here, we've still got some pretty good looking ducks. The last two batches were healthy looking, and they didn't look like they had been contaminated by the mallard at all. So I'm wondering, last time, as I remember, they said, well, DLNR didn't have any money and couldn't do anything till February. Well, now it's May and we've got more ducks and more things getting killed on the roads. So I'm wondering, when will they really look at it, or do we have to have cats involved so that they get a look at it like they did the nanny ones on the Big Island? They did something. So when are they going to do anything or let the people know? Because people here are being really faithful. They're even buying something to put on the road to say duck crossing. And
Member Kurashige, excuse me, do you have an address perhaps you could give to Ms. Setzler so that in case the DLNR inspectors wanted to come out and take a look at the ducks, they could?
Well, right now, ducks are settling and they're away from the grates, thank God, in the Dowsett area. They've moved up north by Pelikani, Kauhinani, and in that area. Because there's so much public here that are being terrible. And in our area, we have them in our stream. The stream runs down Wood Street from the top and from Lalakea side all the way down, that would be Upper Dowsett, down in all the streams. So we can't say one exact place, but the ones right now in Pelikani are being bothered now by a black cat. Somebody dropped off a black cat. So, and the grates, of course, in the stream. So,
okay, Ms. Setzler, you got the locations. Perhaps you could ask
Yeah,
DLNR to take a look at that.
DLNR and try and get new information.
yeah, if there's money, we sure would like to know, because everybody's trying to help out. But
okay,
plus money.
Great. Thank you, Ms.
Okay.
Setzler, and thank you, Ms. Kurashige, for raising the issue.
Thank
Anyone
you.
else? Last chance to ask the governor's representative any questions. If not, thank you again, Ms. Setzler, for coming. We look forward to hearing about the brown ducks, and hopefully DLNR can assist in the future. Thank you.
Hawaiian brown duck.
Hawaiian
Hawaiian
brown
brown.
duck. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone from item F, federal elected officials and any other elected officials in the audience? I don't see anyone from our congressional delegation. Just wondering if any staff are in the audience, or if not, are you present at, oh, yes, Miss Pat Smith? Or is that Patrick
I
Smith?
just,
Hi.
I guess we went over, I guess Jenna Takanuchi went earlier, but I did have a comment for her, if that's okay. When we do the cameras, can you be very careful about first having an adequate data retention and privacy policies, and secondly, don't avoid flock cameras like the plague. And you can go back to Washington State and see the experiences they have. And flock camera has apparently not been and do not stand by their word. And so I'm very adamantly opposed to flock cameras. And I've talked to extensively with Chair Waters about that. So and because we have some downtown, but that's not the type of camera I hope we get for the traffic. So thank you.
Okay, no, noted. And yes, I think part of the bill that we passed to make the thing permanent was that their DOT does need to adopt, like official rules and make that public for everybody. And I know a big part of that was the data retention issue, that I know people have already been kind of concerned about.
Thank you.
Yeah. And sorry, sorry, apologies if I missed it. Isn't my part in the report? Sorry, I didn't have the agenda up.
Oh, after Kayla,
I
after
did
the
have a
governor's,
short report.
we have Senator Carl Rhodes,
Oh,
and then
okay.
you're next. Sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
just okay,
sorry.
just making sure I didn't
That's
skip.
okay. Oh, I see one more person wants to ask you a question. That's Paula. Go ahead, Paula. Oh, you need to unmute, please. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Chair.
Sure.
We're concerned about the people driving on the poly, and you're going to talk about camera. What about all these people that are coming into our area that are from another country who don't even go for testing? They just go get their license and they drive any old which way. What are you going to do about that? Getting all these people tested correctly for driving. Some of
I'm
them,
not really sure. I think that might be with the city and county of Honolulu when they issue driver's license and what they do for people coming, I guess, anywhere from into the state and what kind of requirements they have for new drivers.
so I was wondering, can you make a bill where they got to take tests even if they're coming in from another country? Pass a legislation.
Sure. I think that might be better done on a case by case basis, but I can go look at what some of the requirements are for people coming into state to see where we should try and make those changes in those rules, Paula.
Thank you.
Thank you, Member Kurashige, and thank you, Representative Takenouchi. Anyone else? Any questions? If not, I think Representative Takenouchi's list is growing, so she has a lot to keep her busy with. Thank you again for coming tonight, or thank you for answering some of our questions. I'm gonna move over to Senator Carl Rhodes's office. Do we have a representative here from his office? He's item number D. I don't see anyone in the audience. He probably needed to take a break. Do we have anyone at the neighborhood commission office at Kapala Mahali? Nope. No one there. Okay. If not, we're gonna move on to Representative Takenouchi. Now she can give her formal report. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, I will try and go quick. I know we're running a little late. Just wanted to say, first of all, thank you if anyone was able to join us at our community resource fair for the year. We moved it up in the year a little bit. It was a better kind of time spot for my office and for Kuakini Medical Center, but we just had that this past Saturday. It was a great event. About I think the shredding side, the free shredding that we offered, about 45 cars came through to drop off materials to get, destroyed properly. And we had another, almost 100 people come through to the resource fair to get education and health and tax help and all kind of things. So looking forward to continuing that with our partnership with Kuakini. I just wanted to give a couple quick updates since we just finished the legislative session about maybe community specific things. First, especially for the Nuʻuanu area, where I know that I've brought this up in some initiatives I've been trying to move the last couple years to get funding for the Department of Land and Natural Resources to do maintenance and removal of trees on state property that is right up against residential property. We actually had a neighbor where a tree that they were waiting to remove because they don't have dedicated funding, actually kind of fell on the house this time when we were having the first Kona low storms, and that was really dangerous and really kind of scary. So happy to report that in this year's budget, I was able to secure $175,000 just to do contracting for tree removals for DLNR. I really hope, like having a contractor in place will let them be very nimble and like remove these trees as soon as they kind of assess them as dangerous. So I was very, very happy to get that one through this year. Some other quick funding updates. Pretty soon, sorry, I'm printing these right now and you guys will be getting my newsletter with a full report. But for this board, some really quick other funding updates that were included in this year's budget. Kula no Nepoe Hawaii, Kula up in Papakalea, they have been, they got a lot of their federal funding cut because of the DEI things happening at the federal level with Native Hawaiian programming. So we're happy to say that, they were able to secure, we were able to help them to get $750,000 for operating funds. They do so much good up in the Papakalea community and Kalahine and everybody up there. So that's for whatever they need for the health, the programs, the kapuna services. Hopefully that helps them a little bit. Additionally, some of the nearby schools for this board, Kawananakoa Middle School got $1.1 million for a security fence around the property. They've been having people, because they're right up against the park especially, they've been having a lot of people come in and kind of, loitering on property or kind of doing damage. So they're going to get that really secure kind of like, not just a chain link fence, but like a real fence to keep people off property. Nuʻuanu Elementary School got $1.1 million to do several projects around air conditioning replacement and re-roofing of the covered walkways, which we know is really important with all the rain. And Paoa Elementary School also got $605,000 for some ceiling fan replacements and also railing maintenance on 3 of their buildings. Just wanted to send a reminder out that the Department of Education here is again partnering with the USDA's Seamless Summer Option Program. This is the program that feeds students for free breakfast and lunch during the summer months, because we know a lot of families, actually rely on school breakfast and lunch to get those kind of crucial meals in. So there's 74 participating schools statewide. This is free breakfast and lunch for any student who's 18 and younger. You don't have to be enrolled at that school. You don't even have to be in a public school. If you need the meals, you can just go to any of the public schools offering this program. So this program is going to run for DOE summertime. So that's going to be June 9th through July 17th, except for state holidays. Breakfast is available 7:15 to 8:45, and lunch from 10:30 to noon. You can just walk into the school campuses and go pick up the meals for the students. I believe the students do have to be present in order to do the pickup. I think that's kind of the only caveat about that. The nearest schools to this board are going to be at Maimai Elementary, Lincoln Elementary, Ka'uluvela Elementary, Kealikolani Middle School, which is the old Central Middle School, also Stevenson Middle School, and Roosevelt High School. There's a link with all 74 schools listed that I'll put into the chat after that. That is, I think, all I had. If there's anything I can take back for the board, I'm happy to do so.
Thank you, Representative Takenouchi. Members, do you have any questions for the rep? representative. I see Paula has her hand up. Please go ahead, Paula.
I just want to know, you have to register ahead of time to get your child into the school? Or do the children just show up and then the school got to figure out how many kids are coming?
They can just show up, but I think they kind of adjust. I think they kind of anticipate what their population is going to be, but I think they have the flexibility to kind of adjust. I don't think, like hundreds of extra kids are coming to these programs, but if there's a school, that they're not enrolled in, that's closer and more convenient, they're free to just go to that school site.
That's really, really, really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great program. Yes. Make
Yeah.
sure our kids get fed.
That's terrific.
Thank you to both of you. Anybody else on the board have any questions for Representative Takanouchi? I don't see any hands up. How's about any members of the audience at the Kapala Mahale? Any questions for Representative Takanouchi? If not, Representative Takanouchi, thank you again for your report and for securing funding for a lot of these schools in our district. We appreciate all the help that you provide us as the Vice Chair of the Finance Committee, House Finance Committee. Thank you again. Have a good evening.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Call anytime.
Thank you. All right, item number F, any federal elected officers and elected officials in the audience? And as I mentioned, it didn't look like anyone's from the Congressional Delegation Office. So I'm going to move on to the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. I don't think they're in attendance because I think they did. I do recall them asking to provide quarterly updates, but I figured I'd leave it on the agenda. I don't see anyone in the audience or anyone from OHA. So I'm going to move on to the meeting minutes, item number 8. Approval of the draft meeting minutes from February 17th and April 21st, 2026. Members, do you have any comments? Let's take the February 17th, 2026 minutes. Anyone has any changes, any comments, any amendments proposed for the minutes for February 17th, 2026? I don't see any hands being raised. So I don't think I have to ask the audience, correct? So that being said, with no objections, the minutes are approved for April 17th, 2026.
This is Melissa.
Oh, yes, Melissa.
I think you guys lost quorum, so you don't have quorum at this time.
Oh, we lost quorum. Shucks. Oh, just when we needed an action. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. We'll just leave those both on the agenda and skip over to the next item, which is item number 9, presentations. Is that okay with you, board members? I'm going to move over to 10 minutes per speaker, questions to follow, discussion as needed. We have in the audience, well, first of all, the project is tax map key number 2-213, parcel 54, located at 322 Owaio Limu Street. It's a proposed meeting facility, and we have Miss Luisa Sinipata in the audience, ready to provide a presentation to us. Miss Luisa Sinipata, please go ahead. You have the floor. You can share your screen. We would love to see you if you don't mind turning on your camera and introducing yourself. I see you're in the audience. There you go.
Hi, do you see me?
Yes, we do. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Luisa Sinapata. I'm general counsel for the church, our church. It's called the District of the Free Wesleyan Church of Tonga in America. We're actually based out of California, but we have several sites in Hawaii. We have one in Honolulu, we have one in Maui, and we have one in the Big Island. Currently in Honolulu, we are renting 3 different facilities. One is a church on Sundays. We have another facility, it's a warehouse that we're renting for our other events, church services on Wednesdays and other events like choir practice. And this particular property that we're looking at, the needs has kind of varied. Initially, it was, and that's how we came on board. On your agenda, we were thinking about using this particular property as a community center for us. So instead of leasing our current facility, which is up in December, we were going to use this particular location as our meeting place for Wednesdays, for our choir practice, for our youth fellowships, etc. I visited about 2 weeks ago on the property itself, and I don't necessarily think that is going to be the purpose of this location. I think it's better suited just as a parsonage. So just as a home for our minister that's leading the Honolulu parsonage parish. But part of the church still wants to, maybe not now, but in the future, propose it to be a center, a community center. There's a lot of things that we need to do in order to get that user permit. There's a lot of costs, a lot of studies that we need to do. So I think this meeting, because we're closing in less than a month, so we're not going to be able to come back to this meeting. Our intent is really just to throw it out there, and because we like to be good neighbors, we'd like to hear what people think about both our intents, both one as a parsonage and then two as a community center. Obviously, all of those things need approval, and there's a process with that. But we would like to hear what the community thinks of both of those things.
I just wanted to ask you, do you have any, I guess you don't know the use at the current moment, so you don't have any plans or presentations or pictures?
So the current use is just residential. It's multi-unit, so it's R5. So we can have basically 5 different units on the property. So that's the current usage today. Is a residential, we can have 5 units on there.
And this is a single family home that's next to the cemetery, is that correct?
Correct. So it's an R5, so we can technically have up to 5 different units on that location.
Board members, do you have any questions for the presenter? Now's your chance. We don't have
this is Audrey, sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
I might be half Lolo, but R5, I don't believe that entitles them to 5 units, but I don't know. But I just want to raise the question. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Anyone else? Any other members have any questions for? Yes, I see Member Kurashige, please go ahead. And then followed by Member Green.
I'm sorry, my phone went out, but I'm wondering what cemetery are they talking about? Next to what cemetery?
What was the name of that? It's a Chinese
It's
cemetery?
a Chinese cemetery.
On Awayolimu Street.
Hui gravesite? I'm sorry, I'm trying to read that. I hope I didn't mispronounce it.
Awayolimu is where?
On the Punchbowl.
On Punch?
On your way to
the
the
road that you go around Punchbowl.
Yeah, you Lincoln Elementary and go up and around to Po'o and Nuʻuanu, and that's Awayolimu. And I think, are you talking about the house that's towards the towards the end of the cemetery?
Awayolimu.
I mean, as you're going down and around.
It's literally right next to the cemetery. I don't know.
Right, but what I mean is, as you're going up and around the back of Punchbowl, there's this really neat house that's at the beginning of it that they use for luau's and everything, and then but at the end of it, yeah. So I'm just trying to get the location in my mind clear.
I'm sorry, I'm not from the area. I visited
Oh,
once. We're not the Luau location. I did hear from the county that there is another property there that gets complaints because they have luau's. That's not us, or that's not the property that we're purchasing.
And you all see the Google map
oh yeah.
pulled up. You see right here, this is a Waiolimo Street. Here's the crater, Diamond Head, Punchbowl, Cemetery of the Pacific, and then you see a Waiolimo Street. This is Paoa. Come up a Waiolimo Street over here, and then here's the cemetery. You see the cemetery right over here. Can y'all see? And I
Yeah.
think it's this house, right? This little red dot. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh,
Yeah, as you drive along to go to the National Cemetery of the Pacific, you go up to
right.
Punchbowl. Yeah, so it's right over
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
See the cemetery? Yeah. Okay, let me.
Thank you, Ray. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay. Are we
Thank
back on the screen? Yeah. Okay, members. Oh, I see. Member Green, you had a question for the
Oh, no,
presentation.
that I was commenting already. I
Okay.
was just trying to find, pinpoint where it is, and yeah, that's.
Any other members have any questions? Member Lee, did you have a question, or Member Smith? No?
I had a comment, and
Yes,
that
go ahead.
is, I think that's a worthy purpose. So I personally, as a board member, would support it.
Great.
It's just me.
Thank you. Any other members have any other comments? No? How about anyone from the public? Anyone at the neighborhood commission office? I see members in the audience. Now's your chance to comment. If not, thank you, Ms. Sinipata, for coming to our meeting and for telling us that your organization is in the process of purchasing the property. We wish you much success in doing that, and we look forward to hearing from you if there's any changes. And one last question.
Thank you.
By any chance, did you notify the neighbors of your pending residency from the church?
No, this was the first step that they wanted us to do. That is our next step. There's some tenants living there right now. We want to make sure that it's going to be an easy transition. We never want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So before we get to the neighbors, we want to make sure that the tenants living there are okay with the transition.
Thank you. We have a question from Member Lee, and then after that, Resident Mike Ellis. Please go ahead, Member Lee.
Hi, yep. In this particular area, I think access to the property is only from that particular road, and there's only, I think that house has a garage with a driveway currently inside of it. If the intent is to make it a community center, how do you support the community with such limited parking inside of that area? Do you plan on doing some type of improvement along the property side of this, or I know you said inside your presentation that this was going to be a pastor's home. So if there is future planning for this, is there considerations that this board would have to take into consideration?
Absolutely. That's why when I visited, I said there's no way we can make this a community center unless we get some agreements with the cemetery that they'll allow us to use that side, use that as parking. I told them because of that alone, more likely it's not going to be a community center unless we somehow miraculously find parking somewhere. But that is one of the steps to getting a use permit, is proving and doing studies to show that parking is obviously feasible.
Thank you, Member Lee, for that question, and thank you, Ms. Sinipata, for answering it. Now we have another question from Resident Mike Ellis. Please go ahead, Mr. Ellis.
Thank you. My question is in relation to what Kaulana Lee was speaking of with regards to parking. The issue is really also access to the property up through that driveway. Is that an encroachment, or is it a private driveway? Or is it a split up between the lots that are there? Now, you're saying that it is zone R5, implying that perhaps there could be 5 homes on there? I don't think so. At
That's
5,000, how many square feet is it?
Yeah, that's what I think the broker told us. Obviously, I take that as a grain of salt until I actually speak with the county and verify that. But the issue as well, I understand, is access to it. So that particular road where they're currently entering and parking, that is actually owned by the cemetery. So the only access that they actually have is where they're parking their cars. So that was one of the things that I told them when I came there last week was, you know, we need to get an agreement with the cemetery that although it's been just not verbal agreements, they allow them to access it, park their cars. If we're going to take over, I need an agreement. And that's just me being their attorney. We haven't had any success with actually speaking with them. And they say it's because I email.
Okay.
Like they're saying locals don't email. So I guess we have to find another way. But yes, that road is actually owned by the cemetery.
Okay, the cemetery is a historical cemetery that perhaps you ought to look into.
I have
Clean.
written them. It is.
And it's rather historical value. And my grandmother is buried there. So I'd really look into that rather than open up a can of worms in the future. But I would have some
completely
parking
agree.
access
I've already told them to go look elsewhere.
to,
But
okay. Well, appreciate it, but at least you're bringing it forward through the neighborhood board to receive input, and also the neighborhood board welcoming our concerns. So that's all I can do. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ellis, and thank you, Ms. Sinipata. Members, do you have any last questions for the presenter? If not, and people from Kapala Mahale, I don't see, oh, there you are. Any questions? Nope, none from the public. Thank you once again, Ms. Sinipata, for presenting your project, and we look forward to hearing from you if there's any changes. And best of luck in working with the community. And thanks again for coming. Have a good evening.
you too.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Item number 10, we're moving on to board business for discussion, 5 minutes per item. And this is an update on the Pali Highway Transportation projects. However, I did extend the invitation to the representative, Mr. Nakata, but he did not respond. So they must be very busy at the moment. I'm going to keep the lines of communication open and make sure that we reach out to them. I know he hasn't answered all of our questions on some of these projects. I'm sorry, I don't have any updates. And I don't think any of our area representatives or elected representatives provided any updates. So I was wondering if we could defer this to the next month's meeting and where we could have a representative in attendance, if that's okay with you. If not, I'm going to move on to item B, which is the Punchbowl Cesspools project. Since Vice Chair Mike Lum is not present, there is nothing to report at this time. So jumping on to announcements, the next regular board meeting will be held at on June 16th at 7:00 p.m. So other than that, we're ready for adjournment.
Miss Chair,
Yes.
I'm sorry I can't sit up early. My back's killing me, but I just want to let everyone know that the Y and Stream Committee will be meeting on Thursday this week at 5:00 at Queen Emma Summer Palace.
Yes.
Now, anyone interested in Hawaii and streams, or if you like clean a stream, because King Kamehameha would love to see you there doing that. Go and meet all the people that live on a stream, who work in the streams, who give their life to make sure the water's running and making sure the warriors got fed with the water that went down to the park, if you know your history. I'm inviting you. I started it many years ago, 37 years ago this month, I think it was. And I'm hoping that everyone take more interest in what's going on in Nuʻuanu. If you don't live in Nuʻuanu, come and learn about it. You might learn something about water. Thank you.
And just to add to that, the Queen Emma Summer Palace will be providing a tour of the home. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to learn about the Hawaii Committee, please feel free to go and attend, and you can represent the board.
It's free, yeah?
It's free, yes. It starts at 5, I think.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
5 to 6 o'clock. And then
So
there's
you don't have to pay any money. You can come and, oh yeah, I want to get in the stream. I want to help clean.
yeah, so it'll be a free tour of the palace. I mean, the
That's
summer
great.
palace. Yeah.
That's great.
Any
Thank
other
you.
announcements? Thank you for that announcement. Yes, Member Lee, please go ahead.
I'm sorry, I missed that date. What was the date?
This
Thursday,
Thursday.
5 o'clock.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
missed it again.
Oh, Thursday. Thursday.
Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yep.
And
All right.
parking's free. Parking's free.
Anyone else have any announcements for the board? If not, thank you so much for attending, everyone. I am calling an adjournment at 9:16 p.m. Please have a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you at our last meeting of 2026. Well, not really. June, the June 16 meeting. I'm thinking it's the last meeting for me. June 16. Have a good evening. Thank you for
Okay.
attending.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Good night.